everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time to continue the next chapter of the Hildibrand quest. We are on chapter 3, here in Costa del Sol, working with Briardien, Ellie, and Hildibrand and Nashu to investigate the upcoming theft of something or someone at a very prestigious wedding between a rich man's daughter and a rich man's son. Ah, rich people. So, I do want to say, before we get too much further into this chapter, Chapter 3 of Hildibrand does have a transphobic joke in it. We'll get to it when we get to it. It's not outright... I'm trying to think of how to describe it. I don't think it is the worst joke in the world. I don't think it's the most offensive joke they could have made. And there are some aspects of it which make it reclaimable. I've personally reclaimed this in my own headcanons, but there is going to be some transphobia in the last quest, if I recall correctly, of this chapter. We'll get into it when we get to it. I just want to give the heads up in advance. I do like Hildibrand a lot. I love Hildibrand a lot, in spite of its issues. It's fine. Also, God, we look weird in the mixed Elegant and Scholar clothing. It's fine. All we have to do is lure him away from these crates. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Yeah, we're trying to lure Briardien away so that, doesn't stumble across Nashu's cherry bombs. Inspector Briardien would share with you his latest findings. So, Hildibrand has managed thus far not to destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Ha, indeed. But enough about Hildibrand. Satora and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Ah yes, that spot just over there by the crates should suffice. There, of all places? But surely we could find somewhere more scenic. I am not here on vacation. I am here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector. Privacy indeed. Bloody hells. Don't worry, Satora. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. Why are you helping, Hildibrand and Nashu? Why are you helping them? Like, why? You hate them. You hate them. Why are you helping? I'm genuinely confused. I think the tide is rising. We really should move to higher ground. It might be, yeah. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yalto Notel, and Lewenhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over... Ahem. Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I, too, feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there's no need. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. Ha ha ha! Methinks the Inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly, and as fortune would have it, I just happen to have a flintstone on my person. There is no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice. I cannot fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch.
Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Whee! It's flying!
What have we here? Oh no! Oh no! I just realized what's gonna happen! Oh no! Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the Fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual card, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. It is not the Lapis Maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt? The final page? Confounding Inspector Briardien will meet a fiery demise. Ah! You thought through the Fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? Ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance! Yes, vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Thal's teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune! And they're ruined! Ruined! Agent of inquiry? More like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins, or I will see the entire lot of you and rot in jail. I mean, it wasn't our fault. The thief tried to assassinate Briardien. Oh, it was so hard to stifle my laughter. God, even though I've seen this before, it's still just brilliant. I love this. It's just a Rube Goldberg, a comedy of like little itty bitty things. Just the tiniest little details, all adding up to an absolute catastrophe. I love it. I absolutely love it. Poor Hildibrand, I'm so sorry. You almost managed to stop the bombs from going off, and for that, congratulations, but you did good. Thanks to our quick thinking, the bombs are no more and the inspector is none the wiser. 'Tis a shame to see good food go to waste, though. Those coconuts are positively luscious. I will say, this does pretty certainly get rid of my suspicions against Briardien. Like, the thief, if it was the thief who was pretending to be Briardien, I don't think the thief would have reacted like that. The thief would have known that this was nothing. Or could have been just that good at playing along. It really depends on how good the thief is at pretending to be people. And if they were smart, they would minimize their time needing to pretend to be someone. Only in disguise when they absolutely needed to.
Is that a fish? I'm getting hungry.
Your sneeze blew up Hildibrand. Are you okay with this? Clearly, our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents the greatest threat to his schemes. Perhaps he is a more clever man than I thought. I mean, he tricked us once before, so...
I would ask how he survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that's one more mystery better left unsolved.
And the creep is still over there. Okay, well then. Let's go check in with Lou and Hart. We gotta keep an eye on everyone to make sure that they're not doing anything suspicious. Hopefully explain that it wasn't us, it was the thief. The thief blew up all the food. So I did recently, just like yesterday, after recording the previous Hildibrand episode, I did go ahead and watch through all the cutscenes for the Final Fantasy XIV version 1.0, the original release before A Realm Reborn, the version that was so bad it got shut down. I watched all the cutscenes for the Hildibrand quest and that, and delightful. I now understand a lot more about Nashu. I also learned more about Nashu from her backstory is listed in Encyclopedia Eorzea. So honestly kind of worth bringing that up, just because it doesn't come up in game. Nashu's backstory: she is the middle child of 5 to a keeper family in the Black Shroud. Her mother died on a hunt when she was very, very young, so she ended up needing to desperately search for work in order to survive. She ended up at age 13, she was working as I believe it was a waitress on the outskirts of Gridania. And one day, there was a burglary at the, where she was working. She tried to, name someone who she thought the thief was, because she was working there. She didn't want to get in trouble for a thief happening under her watch. She was incorrect about who it was, but Hildibrand stumbled in, accidentally named the correct suspect, and Nashu has looked up to him ever since, following in his footsteps. She was 13 then, she is 21 now, so it has been 8 years that she's been following him? She was basically raised by him, honestly. And I feel like this explains a lot. I really do. What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguremu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief, this is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contain imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days, what with mandragoras at large. Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. The mandragoras? I have heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetable did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you just worry too much, Master Lewenhart. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh, a formidable foe indeed. Were only there a brave soul in our midst with a want for taking on fearsome enemies with not a shred of concern for her own well-being. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. Alright, fair enough. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sundamal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragoras. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Guguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman would never let a lady face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. I'm curious how this dialogue changes if you are, in fact, a man. Interesting. Alright then. It would be fastest just to take the ferry, so Hildibrand, you went the wrong way. Alright then, where are we going? Looks like... just up at the Aetheryte Plaza. Fair enough. Hello there, Hildibrand. If you've come for the Mandragoras, I fear you're half a bell too late. As were we, blast it all. To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables, than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Oh, is the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. Alright then. Next up, we're heading to Aleport, I suppose. Back to the docks. And on we go to Aleport. Alright then, merchant, what can you tell us about these Mandragoras? We are here to help. Eeh! Don't sneak up on me like that! I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. Think I jest, do ya? You'd be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye as it did mine. My eye! By the time I'd regained my wits, they'd already set sail with my ship and my livelihood. I'm ruined. Ruined! If I never see a bleeding onion, another bleeding onion till the end of my days, it'd be too soon. Well then, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we're investigating these rogue vegetables as we hunt down the Mandragoras. I forgot that they're from Hildibrand. I forgot they're from Hildibrand because they do come up in other places. I'll see everyone next time for that.